7 lessons from Charlie Munger for building wealth and wisdom that few people follow. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's longtime partner and vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, is one of the greatest minds in the world of investing. But what makes Munger truly special isn't just his billionaire fortune. It's his extraordinary wisdom and unique approach to life and business. He champions multidisciplinary thinking, lifelong learning, and simplicity. Today, we're diving into 7 powerful lessons from Charlie Munger that can transform your mindset and help you build wealth in an intelligent and consistent way. These lessons go far beyond money. They're about how to think, learn, and make decisions that lead to lasting success. Get ready for an inspiring journey. Let's get started. Lesson 1. Develop a multidisciplinary mental model. Charlie Munger is famous for his concept of mental models. He believes that the key to making good decisions is having a broad knowledge base across multiple disciplines. Instead of specializing in just one field, Munger suggests learning fundamental concepts from psychology, economics, history, philosophy, and even the natural sciences. Why? Because the world is complex, and real-world problems rarely fit neatly into a single category. For example, when investing in a company, you don't just need to understand the numbers. You also need to grasp human behavior, organizational culture, and economic trends. Munger says, you need to have mental models in your head and use them as a framework to filter information. He compares this to having a toolbox. The more tools you have, the more problems you can solve. So how can you apply this in practice? Start by reading books from different fields, taking multidisciplinary courses, and always being open to new perspectives. Remember, knowledge is the foundation of all great decisions. Lesson 2. Invest in lifelong learning. For Charlie Munger, education never ends. He's an avid reader and spends most of his time reading and reflecting. He says, I spend most of my time reading and thinking. I don't know many wise people who don't read all the time. None, actually. Munger believes that knowledge is the only asset that grows exponentially over time. But it's not just about reading anything. It's about reading the right books, the ones that expand your mind and help you think critically. He recommends biographies of great leaders, books on history, psychology, and economics. For example, he cites Poor Charlie's Almanac as an essential read for understanding his philosophy. Additionally, Munger emphasizes the importance of learning from mistakes, both your own and those of others. He says, it's better to learn from other people's mistakes because you won't live long enough to make them all yourself. So, how can you invest in your education? Set aside daily time for reading, take online courses, attend lectures, and always stay open to new ideas. Remember, knowledge is the best guarantee for long-term success. Lesson 3. Avoid stupidity. One of Charlie Munger's most famous lessons is, you don't have to be brilliant, just avoid being stupid. It sounds simple, but it's incredibly profound. Munger believes that many of the problems we face, especially financial ones, are caused by avoidable mistakes. He says, it's amazing how many people hurt themselves out of sheer ignorance. So, how do you avoid stupidity? First, know your limits. Don't invest in something you don't fully understand. Second, avoid impulsive decisions. Munger is a strong advocate for patience and careful thought before taking action. Third, challenge your own beliefs. Often, our biases lead us to make bad decisions. For example, confirmation bias makes us seek out information that reinforces what we already believe, while ignoring contradictory evidence. To combat this, Munger suggests adopting a scientific mindset, always testing your assumptions and being willing to change your mind. In short, avoiding stupidity isn't about being the smartest. It's about being the most aware and disciplined. Lesson 4. Be patient and think long-term. Charlie Munger is a firm believer in patience and long-term thinking. He says, the big money is not in the buying and selling, but in the waiting. In other words, real wealth is built over time with consistency and discipline. Munger and Buffett are known for holding investments for decades, such as Coca-Cola, and seize candies. They don't worry about short-term fluctuations. Instead, they focus on intrinsic value and long-term growth potential. But patience isn't just important in investing. It's essential in all areas of life. For example, learning a new skill takes time and practice. Building a business can take years before yielding significant results. Munger teaches that impatience is one of the biggest enemies of success. He says, someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. So, how can you develop patience? Set long-term goals, stay focused, and don't get distracted by quick wins or short-term setbacks. Remember, true wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. Lesson 5. Learn from other people's mistakes. Charlie Munger believes that one of the best ways to avoid mistakes is to learn from others' failures. He says, it's better to learn from other people's mistakes because you won't live long enough to make them all yourself. This means studying both success and failure stories, whether in history, business, or investing. For example, Munger frequently cites the collapse of Enron as a classic case of poor management and unethical behavior. He also analyzes the mistakes of major investors, such as overconfidence in complex mathematical models. By studying these cases, we can identify patterns and avoid common traps. But how can you apply this in practice? First, read biographies and case studies. Second, talk to experienced people and learn from their stories. Third, always be open to feedback and constructive criticism. In short, learning from others' mistakes is a powerful way to accelerate your growth and avoid costly missteps. Lesson 6. Keep it simple. Charlie Munger is a big advocate of simplicity. He says, simplicity is the key to brilliance. In an increasingly complex world, it's easy to get lost in unnecessary details and complications. Munger teaches that the best decisions are often the simplest. For example, when investing, he prefers companies with clear and easy-to-understand business models, such as Coca-Cola. He avoids complex and risky investments, like financial derivatives. Simplicity also applies to personal life. Despite his wealth, Munger lives modestly and values time for thinking and reflection. So, how can you keep things simple? First, focus on what truly matters and eliminate excess. Second, don't overcomplicate decisions. If something seems too complex, it's probably not the best choice. Third, make time for what really counts: family, friends, and personal growth. In summary, simplicity isn't just a strategy, it's a way of life. Lesson 7. Cultivate integrity and honesty. For Charlie Munger, integrity is a pillar of success. He says, it's better to associate with people who are better than you and choose partners with integrity above all else. Honesty not only builds strong relationships, but also creates a reputation that opens doors to incredible opportunities. Munger believes that, in the long run, ethics and integrity are rewarded. He cites the example of Berkshire Hathaway, which has built its reputation over decades based on transparency and trust. So, how can you cultivate integrity? First, be honest with yourself and others. Second, choose partners and colleagues who share your values. Third, always act ethically, even when no one is watching. In short, integrity isn't just a virtue, it's a powerful strategy for long-term success. These are the 7 valuable lessons from Charlie Munger for building wealth and wisdom. Remember, success isn't just about money, it's about how you think, learn, and act. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, share it with someone who needs to see it, and subscribe to the channel for more insights like this. Which lesson will you apply first? Let us know in the comments. See you next time